What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with reactions to the classics, and today we've got a reaction to Sun Kil Moon and their debut, Ghosts of the Great Highway, brought to us by a friend and supporter of the channel, John, or Chicago John, as he goes by on YouTube. Really appreciate you bringing this one to us, John. I know you had saw a song battle we did from another one of our patrons, Fran, that had the Red House Painters versus Sun Kil Moon. I think it kind of gave you the idea to bring this one. That was Katie's song from the Red House Painters versus Carissa from Sun Kil Moon. And you wanted us to check this one out. So I kind of stole it from Trey because I want to do it because we're going through the 90s in our album draft, year by year album draft on the channel. If you're following along every Friday, I've come to the Red House Painters, and man, they're going to score very high on some of my lists. So I wanted to jump in and see what Mark Kozelek's doing here. So let's talk a little bit about Sun Kil Moon. They're an American folk rock act from San Francisco, California, founded in 2002. Initially a continuation of the defunct indie rock band Red House Painters, Sun Kil Moon is now the primary recording moniker of vocalist and guitarist Mark Kozelek. The project is named after the Korean super flyweight boxer Sun Kil Moon. Following the delayed release of Red House Painters' final studio album, Old Raymond, or Ramon, in 2001, vocalist and guitarist Kozelek began recording new material under the name Sun Kil Moon with bandmates Anthony Kustos on drums, Jerry Vessel on bass, alongside Jeff Stanfield and Tim Mooney. The resulting album, this one, Ghosts of the Great Highway, was released in 2003 to critical acclaim. It contains several songs concerned with true life stories of deceased boxers, such as Mexican featherweight champion Salvador Sanchez, Filipino flyweight champion Pancho Villa, and also Korean boxer Dooku Kim. Two of the three boxers died at the age of 23, as Kim died at 27. Kozelek is fascinated with the sport of boxing. Very well acclaimed critically. Q 4 out of 5, Pitchfork 8.3 out of 10, and Metacritic 84 out of 100. All tracks are written by, of course, Mark Kozelek. And before we start, just a reminder, the music will not be in here. Check out the Vimeo link below. You can follow along with us. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, John. And you see it below. We got Glenn Tipton. That's what we're opening this thing up with. It's named after Judas Priest guitarist Glenn Tipton. Here's what Mark said about this track. He said, Glenn Tipton ties together legends Sonny Liston, Clark Gable, Jim Nabors, and Judas Priest guitarist Glenn Tipton and KK Downing with people who are legends to me personally. Eleanor Ahn, who ran a donut shop down the street called Bob's Donuts, and my dad. The last verse takes an odd turn and was written in my friend Aaron's kitchen the day I recorded the song. Hey man, what a story. Let's get after it. Glenn Tipton, what a way to start this album out. Just great acoustic work, right? Instrumentation's understated, but done so well, so refined, so precise. You know, he starts off with this kind of like an either-or thing. Cassius Clay was hated more than Sonny Liston. Some like KK Downing more than Glenn Tipton. Some like Jim Nabors. Some Bobby Vinton. I like them all. Then he talks about putting his feet up on the coffee table, staying up late watching cable. I like old movies with Clark Gable, just like my dad does. And then talking about his dad staying up late and how the years fly by. Then he talks about the woman at the donut shop that he knew. Then one morning, babe, her heart stopped. Place ain't the same no more. Not without my friend Eleanor. Place ain't the same no more. Man, how things change. Then he gets into a line that is a little controversial, but I mean, some people believe it's literal, and some people believe it's just a breakup. But I buried my first victim when I was 19, went through her bedroom in the pockets of her jeans and found her letters that said so many things that really hurt me bad. I never breathed her name again, but I like to dream about what could have been. I never heard her calls again, but I like to dream. So, I mean, did he kill this woman, or did he just go through the stuff, find some stuff she was saying about him, and just left, right, and never was around her again? That's what most people think, but I guess you could say he killed her. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? It's whatever you want to, however you want to interpret it, but really good way to start. Now we go to Carry Me, Ohio. I don't know anything about it except that it's number 462 on Pitchfork's top 500 songs of the 2000s, so quite high praise there. Carry Me, Ohio, what a great tune. Mark not only does obviously the vocals and the guitar, but also the piano on here. It starts out, sorry that I could never love you back. It says here it refers to his muse, Katie, who was in the Red House Painter songs. Of course, Katie's song, San Geronimo and Summer Dress. The song documents her death from cancer. I could never care enough in these last days. Her tears fell on her pages, found me well on her words. I don't know what to do or say. And then talks about, you know, wading through the warm canals and pools in the lake by him, riding back where the highway met dead tracks. The ground is now cement and glass, so far away. Those memories, right, of how he has of her back when everything was fine, and now everything is different. And then, of course, hear her soul, carry her, my angel, Ohio. Green, green youth, what about the sweetness we knew? What about what's good, what's true from those days? Can't count to all the lovers I've burned through. So why do I still burn for you? I can't say. Like, the love of his life, she's gone. He's tried to move on, but he can't because he keeps burning through all these other people because she's the love of his life that he can't have. Sorry, I can never love you back. I can never care enough in these last days. And children blessed gather round the home she rests. So pull and go over there Midwest. Moon and sun, flashes bring it on my open eyes to lightning storm. The touch of the mist felt soft, felt warm on my face. And man, gray, vague dreams, a million miles ago you see, a star that I just don't see anymore. Words long gone, lost on journeys we walked on, lost our voices, heard along the way. Sorry for never going by your door, never feeling love like that anymore. And finished with a chorus. I didn't plan on reading you all the lyrics, but I basically did there because that song is absolutely outstanding and gut-wrenching. Now we move on to Salvador Sanchez. A little bit about him. Sal Sanchez was a Mexican professional boxer, was a WBC and lineal featherweight champion from 80 to 82. Many of his contemporaries as well as boxing writers believe that if it had not been for his premature death, he could have gone on to become one of the greatest featherweight boxers of all times. He died in 1982 in a car accident. In 91, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. The Ring magazine named both him and Sugar Ray Leonard as Fighter of the Year in 1981. In 2002, he was named the 24th greatest fighter of the past 80 years by Ring magazine. He was voted as the number 3 featherweight of the 20th century by the Associated Press. Now, back in 1980, I would have been 9 years old. I was huge into boxing, right? Boxing was a gigantic sport in the U.S. People who are, much younger than me don't get that now, but boxing was a gigantic thing. I don't remember Salvador, but I knew most of the boxers back in the day. Let's check this one out. Salvador Sanchez. Star of this was the guitar work by Mark on here. Just fantastic. We got some great acoustic work. This time, front and center, that electric guitar throughout. Great riff. Lets it breathe a couple different times with a little instrumental interlude in the song. And it starts off, I think it's just called Salvador Sanchez. It's the first words in the song because he talks about other people, as I was talking about Salvador Sanchez, and he goes to Pancho Villa. Then he goes to Benny Kid Parrot. All of those guys died. How have they gone? Felled by leather, so alone, but bound together because they died the same way. So, yeah, man, just a really well put together song. When Mark sings, there's just a gravity to it, right? That you pay attention to him. Like, you can tell this guy is singing about something serious. Now we go from a 6.5 minute song to a song that's less than 3 minutes. We got Last Tide. All right, we had Last Tide, and then I let that go right into Floating because they blended in together. I saw that once I'd already started the song. So let's break them down in order. Last Tide, it's about loss as well. Every bird fall weak on lifeless ground, every eye swelled from tears ever clear, every seed broken in spring to live till fall, all your babies be around to see them growing up. Then he said, will you be here with me, my love, when the warm sun turns to ash and the last tide disappear, all darkness near. And then he lets you know that he wasn't transparent, though, about how he felt, right? Because so many guys, more so than women, deal with this. But he said, I kept quiet so you'd think my heart was tough. I never showed you if I loved you enough. The dreams I had, I kept, but I wouldn't dare share with you for fear of things still living in me. Will you be next to me, my love, when the cold moon vanishes and the last cries, no yells, for it to hear? And then it goes right into Floating, which I got to tell you, man, when Salvador Sanchez was talking about how great the guitar work, electric guitar work was, the acoustic guitar work on here is so precise and so good on Floating. He's going right in from the previous song into now. He's like, come to me, my love, one more night. Come on, because I don't want to be without you. So he's going from not being transparent to telling her, I need you here. But then he goes to In the Air Tonight, so cold and strange, winter of loss, when I have changed. She's floating out too soon, so soon. And then later on, he's like, she's floating out too fast. Come to me, my love, one more night. Come on, because I just want to talk with you again. Come to me one more night, because I just want to hold you close again. So I don't know if the songs, because they flow into each other, are kind of a continuation, but you could definitely see that thematically. So I did enjoy that. Well, we're already halfway through the album, sort of. We're halfway through songs-wise, but one of the songs coming up is 14.5 minutes long. So not length-wise, but song-wise. We go to the 6th track, Gentle Moon, and the updated introduction to his compendium of lyrics, Nights O' Past Over. Mark writes, quote, Gentle Moon was written about September 11th. I've been too embarrassed to tell anybody about it until now. When I wrote it, everyone was writing some dumb song about it, and I did too, in my own quiet way. So that's the perspective of this as we listen. Well, that song's awfully powerful when you know what it's about. And I don't want to speculate too much about the things that Mark is referencing to here. The arrangement, as has been on every one of these songs, is spot on, perfect, exactly what each song needs. Smile down on us, show your rays when things come undone. All animals lead us to light. Who cannot get through? Oh, stars, when we can't see, stars, Saturn, and moon glow for those who cannot get through. Rainfall and voice sound for those of whom still are not found. So, I mean, when the Twin Towers collapsed on 9/11, they were searching for survivors for a very long time, going through all that rubble. That might be what that's about. And then with the "Oh Gentle Moon, find them soon," the moonlight coming down, giving them some light. And, he goes on about that. "Oh, dreams escape fire, they won't tire. All calendars pass, days die off, and hope cannot last. But if love is like a stone, then yours was mine through to my bones." So maybe a more personal verse thrown in there. "Oh, but how can we get back to those with whom we can't live? When will the flame break and spare the good people it takes?" So just a very powerful song. Now we have Lily and Parrot. Lily and Parrot, quite a different sound arrangement-wise, right? They were getting after it on this guitar work. The drumming, everything was fantastic on there. Not really sure what the song's about exactly. I think it's about his lover for a minute. I thought it could be about an animal, because here she comes breaking through my window in the early morning hours. "For the moment I am disrupted, but in time she'll make me smile." It talks about all the wondrous animals. They can do no wrong. "You know how much I miss you. Yeah, my stomach aches in your absence. I don't know what I'd do without you, because I have no one to follow. You are my love. I hold you above everything and everyone." And it talks about getting old, hearing the kids outside playing and growing, right? "Yesterday we found a hidden passage and I opened my sleepy eyes. All the pretty houses decoratively colored. Tonight I want no other than my own." So I don't really know exactly what this song's about. You don't really need to know. I mean, Mark definitely has a way with words. He's an outstanding songwriter and very complex in a lot of these. So enjoyed that. And now, boys and girls, we're to that 14.5-minute song. Dooku Kim. He was a South Korean boxer who died after fighting in a world championship boxing match against Ray Mancini. His death sparked reforms aimed at better protecting the health of fighters, including reducing the number of rounds in championship bouts from 15 to 12. So let me chime in on this a little bit, right? Because I told you earlier I was a big boxing fan when I was a kid. Most people were my age. I was born in 1971. So yeah, I'm 50, almost 51. I was watching this fight of Dooku Kim. It was in 1982. There's a show called CBS Sports Spectacular on Saturday afternoons. It was kind of their ripoff of ABC Wide World of Sports, which was just a iconic show. So I watched Ray Boom Boom Mancini, he's a very well-known boxer, fight Dooku Kim, and it went into the 14th round, and Ray knocked him out, and it was a bad knockout, and they carried the guy out on a stretcher. 5 or 6 days later, I remember reading in the morning newspaper, because that's how we did it back in the day, that Dooku Kim had died. He was also on the cover of Sports Illustrated, which is the major thing if you were into sports back in the day. You waited for that to come every week. And I'll tell you what, man, it shook me, right? It shook me because it's like, golly, I watched a guy die. I mean, I was 11 years old, probably only 10. I don't know if I turned 11 yet. It was just kind of strange for me at that age. And it did get the boxing from 15 to 12 rounds, which was good because those extra 3 rounds really took a toll. But and the story is just sad because Dooku Kim's mom came and spent the last few days with him while he was on life support. He never woke up. 3 months later, she killed herself. And then a year later, the referee from that match shot himself and killed himself too. So, I mean, this is absolute tragedy. So I actually know a lot about this. So looking forward to this track. Wow, Dooku Kim, what a masterpiece, right? Sonically, arrangement-wise, lyrically. All of it, man. All of it worked. It's so interesting the way Marcus uses, because he loves the boxing, right? So he uses the boxer. I mean, Dooku Kim is just a figure here to show the frailty of life, right? And that it can be over at any time. It's not really what the song's about. That's what the song's about, not Dooku. But looking out on my roof last night, woken up from a dream. I saw a typhoon coming in close, bringing the clouds down to sea. So he's looking out and like the end is coming. But he says this in the next verse, making the world look gray and alone, taking all light from my view, keeping everyone in and keeping me here with you. So everything's closing down around him, right? But he gets to stay with the person that he cares about the most. So he's seeing the beauty in it, even though it might be their last night. Around you now, I can't sleep no more, baby. Around you, don't want to leave yet. Woken up from it. Now he's going to wake up from a dream lost in war. Couldn't feel his hands or feet. I knew there I'd die alone with no one to reach to, but an angel came down and brought me back to you. So some people are estimating, he's writing this once again about Katie and leaving him. I'd rather leave this world forever, baby, than let life go the way it's going. Then he gets into watching the old fight between Ray Mancini and Dooku Kim and how well Dooku did. And then and the angel who looked upon him, she never came down. Then he uses that with the illustration of you never know what day is going to pick you, baby, out of the air, out of nowhere. So come to me once more, my love. And then you get into this like long instrumental run, right? And then you get into these almost dreamy lyrics where you can't really understand what they're saying, although I have them up, so I knew what they were saying. But it's just about life kind of passing away. Come to me once more, my love. Show me love I've never known. He repeats that over and over. And then, oh, sing to me once more. Word from our younger years. Oh, sing to me once more, my love. Birds gather around my window. Fly with everything I love about the day. Flowers blue and gold and orange. Rise with everything I love about the day. Walk with me down these strange streets, somewhere new. How have we come to be here? So kind are all these people. How have we come to know them? So is he in heaven now? I don't know, but this song is fantastic. I don't have any criticism of it. The only thing I'd say is 14 and a half minutes long. It probably could have been even 12 minutes, right? Or 11 minutes, and that might have worked just a little bit better for me. But that's not a criticism of it. This song is absolutely fantastic. Now, after that gut wrencher, we're going to move over to an instrumental, Si Paloma. Si Paloma. I see the Paloma is like a dove or a pigeon in English when I try to look at. Interesting to just throw an instrumental in here. I mean, it's much more uplifting, so maybe taking us out of Dooku Kim just to kind of change the tone there a little bit. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's kind of an interesting thing to plug in here on the next to the last song. Obviously, great instrumentation, great guitar work, and everything else. Maybe you just wanted everybody to be able to breathe and spread their wings a little bit. So, yeah, it was good. Now we go to the album closer, Pancho Villa, which I see is this an acoustic reprise of Salvador Sanchez. But I'll tell you a little more about Pancho in here. He was a Filipino boxer. Despite the racial discrimination of that time, rose from obscurity, became the first Asian to win the World Flyweight Championship in 1923, earning the reputation in some quarters one of the greatest flyweight boxers in history. Never knocked out in his career. Ended with sudden death at only 23 from complications following a tooth extraction. Got an infection. Those things are still dangerous 100 years later, but back then, way dangerous. So let's finish this album out. Pancho Villa, I really praised Salvador Sanchez for the electric guitar work, and so I guess Mark was just like, I'll show you what I can do on the acoustic. So, I mean, nothing to break down lyrically. I don't know which song I like better, right? This one was more beautiful. Salvador Sanchez was more driving, so it's really hard. I don't know. That would be a good one to listen to back to back. I don't know, man. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments. Tell me when this thing is over. It's almost over, guys, because we are done with the album. So let's go to my favorite tracks. There wasn't a song on here I did not like. So favorite tracks are a little tough. There's 10 songs on here. Honorable mention, we'll go with the first track, Glenn Tipton. Favorites, Dooku Kim, Gentle Moon, and Carry Me, Ohio. I don't know which one of those I like the best. I mean, probably Carry Me, Ohio, but I don't know, man. It's close. Now we're going to get to my overall score. I think this album is absolutely outstanding. The songwriting, the arrangement, the musicianship, although subtle through most of the album, is absolutely perfection, man. Every song is arranged perfectly. Mark is a master lyricist. I enjoy his vocal delivery. I know it can be hit or miss for certain people, but the lyricism is sometimes intricate, and you kind of got to dig beneath, and that you don't exactly know where he's going on some of it, and I actually enjoy that. So overall on this, I'm going to be at a sky-high 8.5 on first listen. Just loved it. So thank you, John, for bringing this one. Thank you to all our patrons. If you'd like to support us anyway, like us to do an album reaction, song reaction, whatever, check out the Patreon link below, the Patreon link on the end screen. Until next time, guys, I will see you.